Hey friends, it's Chat with Kat. So many of you have come from my last channel and you're finding me, and I'm every time I get on there and see new subscribers of ones I recognize, it's a lot of fun. Listen, I wanted to do a follow-up to the video I posted earlier, my last video where I did some odds and ends. And boy, you guys are a tough audience. You're not going to let me off the hook about Priscilla. So I figured I might as well just come clean, and I've kind of skirted the issue and walked a fine line and all that. But I'm just gonna put it out there. This is going to be short and sweet, and I truly am in the middle on the Priscilla issue. I think she's done some fabulous things for Elvis and for Graceland, and I think she's done some pretty crappy things for Elvis and for Graceland uh, and her family. Um, but she's not the only one. I've I've read a lot of Elvis books, and you know, some things you just think, why did you have to put that in there? And I'm not going to recount any of that stuff because I don't want to be part of the continuing that legacy. But people who have read a lot of Elvis books, if you're new to the Elvis community and you haven't read a lot of Elvis books, then this won't make any sense to you. But if you have read those, you'll know that a lot of it should not have been put out there. I think it's wonderful that all of these people who knew Elvis intimately want to share him with us. That's what I want to focus on. We thank them for that. Did they get a little exuberant in what they shared? Yes. Um, but the genie's out of the bottle. But what I really want to say is one reason I try to go easy on Priscilla is I think she's done a fantastic job continuing Elvis's legacy. I give her that. But I think about her granddaughters. They've lost everybody except their father. Her granddaughters, they already know the smut about a grandfather they never knew, they never met. They lost a brother in a violent way. Then, right on the heels of that, they lost their mother. And now, with all the accusations and everything, and even Lisa's own words, they're kind of losing their grandmother. And so I have not wanted to be a part of that takedown. First of all, I don't think it's any of my business, and second of all, that's not my mission in this life to bring anybody to their knees. And I feel like my mission in life is to try to make my area of the world better for me having been here. Leave something better than you found it. And so I really wanted to focus on the positive. I'm small potatoes. Maybe the granddaughters will never see my channel. We can almost guarantee that. But on the small chance that they do, I want it to be positive. I do not want to be dragging the even their Uncle Navarone, the horrible things he said about their mother. I mean, those poor kids, those poor girls. They've been run through it, and that's it. That's why I don't want to drag Priscilla, even though I concede to you there are some things that shouldn't have been done and said. Now, as far as her DNR pulling the plug, no, I will not go with that. I've done some research on it. One person cannot decide to pull the plug. Can you imagine how horrible our world would be if one person could decide that? If you're on the outs with the one person, family member who happens to be at the hospital, and they can decide. So it has to be a team of medical doctors and caregivers and hospital supervisors. It has to be a whole team who decide that there's no sustainable life, and then whatever family members are there, when they present that information, they can make that decision. It happened with my own mother when she went in. She drank herself to death. Her liver was dead, And they called us in, and you know, because we were like, well, can she have a transplant? Well, you can't give a transplant to an alcoholic. And they pretty much told us no sustainable life. And I, you know, I'm the oldest, and I said, are you saying we need to just let her go? They said yes. And that's all I needed. Let her go. She would not want to live like this. She doesn't want her body kept alive. So, you know, you draw empathy from your own life experiences. And so that's why I know how that pulling the plug works. And I did some research on it just to double check, make sure. I asked ChatGPT about the procedure, and that's what I found. As far as her divorce and going back and trying to milk him for money, I asked AI, give me a list of when did she go back to ask for money. Please give me a bullet point list. And AI said she went back one time, according to artificial intelligence, who says this is the documented occurrence, that she went back one time to ask for more child support for Lisa. Said their friendship continued until he died. So I just don't want to get into the weeds of all that. It's not my business. It's way over 50 years. Just my concern right now are the charges brought against Priscilla, if there's going to be a court date, and what information will hurt the granddaughters. That's where I am. So, yes, you forced it out of me. Yes, I agree with the people who are mad at Priscilla. And yes, I agree with the people who love Priscilla. I see both sides. And I just really want to protect the granddaughters. That's it. Kids don't deserve that. And Elvis, poor Elvis. Did he ever see any of this coming? But while we're talking about Elvis, I think he was on our cruise. I'm going to put a picture here. You tell me, is it Elvis? Is it Bob Joyce in costume? Or is it Kenny Rogers? Not quite sure. I'll see you on the next video.